Yeah, what is going on, everybody? I am your host, Slackerz Gaming, bringing you the next matchup in the Fighter Pass tournament. And if you're new, stumbling across this video, basically it's a tournament where we vote for a character that we would, like to see as DLC in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So we got a list of about, 32 characters, I believe. And each day I upload one matchup and then kind of go over each matchup. And then at the end, we give our votes for who we'd rather see as a DLC, and then, characters move on and, tournament format, and pretty simple. So it's a double elimination tournament. Character has to lose twice before they're officially eliminated. So that means if they get one loss, they drop to the loser bracket, and then they have to fight their way through that. But, yeah, one vote per person. The way to vote is down in the comments by simply typing the name of either character that's in today's matchup. And if you really do like both the characters, you are allowed to vote for both. But again, it's just one vote. So the two, the character that's in the matchup because, well, their names are in the title of the video. And, the matchup today is going to be Erdrick from the Dragon Quest series taking on Solaire from Dark Souls. And I'll get to that in just a second. But those would be the options you have to choose from if you want to vote. So with that out of the way, voting also stays open for just 1 week, so 1 week after the upload we figured this out. So I actually uploaded this matchup just this past Saturday, but I was sick with food poisoning, so the matchup is cut short by a few days, but to be honest, it's not going to make a difference. Most of the votes already always come in within the first 2 days, maybe 3 days, so the voting's not going to matter at this point anyway. I still leave it open for a week anyway, just it's easier for the tournament. But anyway, the matchup we have to go over is Phoenix Wright from the Ace Attorney series taking on Tracer, and the results are pretty much going to be, and I was surprised, just skimming through the comments and reading all the voting. I did not see a lot of, you can't be Tracer, I'm already Tracer. I didn't see a lot of those. I was expecting a ton of those jokes, honestly. And I did see a lot of objection, for Phoenix, right? Because he's a lawyer. Get it? Puns. Yeah. Anyway, so the winner of that matchup, let's see, we'll just show you, is Phoenix Wright. Ended up winning 32-27. So it was a pretty close matchup there, so I ended up winning by 5, so congrats to Phoenix Wright, who will be taking on Doom Guy in the next round of the winner's bracket. So Tracer drops to the loser bracket. Like I said, double elimination, so Tracer ends up falling to the loser bracket and will face Slime in Tracer's next matchup, but that won't be for, a few days. So we got to get to today's matchup, which is the last matchup in the first round of the winner's bracket, which is, like I said earlier, Erdrick from Dragon Quest taking on Solaire from Dark Souls. So this one should be interesting. So I guess we'll just start with Erdrick, right? So this character, this franchise is being talked about a ton, and the more that it keeps getting talked about, it's like the more that I'm seeing, how do I want to put this? Like, people are just starting to kind of accept, like, it's okay. First up, let me back up just a bit. We, as a community, are really expecting Square to get a DLC rep. Of course, in contention would probably be Sora. Again, somebody from Dragon Quest, maybe Gino, maybe Lara Croft. There's some pretty decent contenders from Square, but a lot of people are starting to believe Erdrick or somebody from Dragon Quest is going to be getting that rep. And why Dragon Quest? Why Erdrick of all people? First of all, Erdrick is actually not a person. Erdrick is the title of a character. And the first 3 Dragon Quest games were all about like a trilogy or like a story of this certain character that holds the title of Erdrick. And I believe, if I was told correctly, and this might be spoilers if you're really into Dragon Quest. I don't know if it's Dragon Quest 11, whatever the new one. There's one coming out sometime this year, I think. I don't know, but skip ahead like 20 seconds if you don't want this spoiled. But apparently, you've been warned. Apparently, this character, Erdrick, from the first 3 Dragon Quest games is supposedly making a comeback at the end of the newer Dragon Quest game. I don't know if it's already out or how we know this, or if it's guessing or speculation or whatever. So the new Dragon Quest is supposedly some sort of continuation, I think, of the Erdrick character's storyline. all right, since that's out of the way now, yeah, again, why Dragon Quest though? Again, it's a huge franchise all around the world. It's very well known, especially in Japan. It does extremely well there. Sells very well, extremely popular. There's, it's one of the it's an RPG that everybody just loves. I remember I've personally never played it, but I remember going over to my buddy's house, and he'd always have like this little guidebook sitting on his floor, and I just kind of be flipping through the pages, looking at it, going, "What is this? This looks cool." It was a Dragon Quest, and it had like all these monsters, and showing all these paths and all this cool stuff. You know what a guidebook is, but I was just always look through it. I'm like, this looks so cool, but I just never played it, and now I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a chance when the new one comes out, or maybe I should pick one of the games in the franchise right now. I don't know, but yeah. So back to trying to get to my point. Again, the series is extremely popular. This Erdrick character that has the title of Erdrick is, probably the most well known. Well, I guess you could say Slime might be pretty well known, but he's like a common enemy, so set that aside. So he might be the most well known kind of character from the franchise. And again, me knowing nothing about Dragon Quest, I still know who this character was. I've seen this picture, or I've seen pictures of this character. I knew what he looked like, and I just, when the name was brought up for DLC, speculation or leaks for Smash Ultimate, I was always kind of like, okay, it makes sense. Dragon Quest is a huge franchise. And that's what Nintendo's trying to do. They're trying to reach out to new audiences to bring them into Smash Bros. And they want to sell their DLC. I think Dragon Quest would sell. Yeah, Erdrick might be kind of like a sword and shield kind of. I don't know too much about the games. I don't know if he's got any like sort of magic attacks or anything like that. If he does, let me know. Somebody let me know down in the comments. Kind of how the playstyle would be. But if he's just another kind of sword user, I'd say hard pass. Let me get somebody a bit more unique in there, not just, oh, I got another sword and here we go, let's do something, right? Let's mix it up a bit. But I mean, okay, I gotta say that the same thing for his opponent, Solaire from Dark Souls. First of all, Dark Souls has never been a series that I was like, you know what? Dark Souls deserves a rep in Smash Bros. I still don't think so. Nothing against Dark Souls. It is a huge series, very known, very well known for being extremely difficult. I never played the games, just never. I don't know why, just never have. But I mean, did the Dark Souls remastered or Dark Souls some sort of Dark Souls came out on the Switch? And then we ended up getting this Solaire amiibo, which was pretty interesting. Dark Souls Remastered. There you go. Answered my own question. Look at the screen. But so I ended up getting this amiibo, and he comes with this. I don't know what the name of the pose is either, but he's doing this famous pose, right? And now, who is it? It's From Software that makes it, I guess. I mean, okay, so I'm trying to think because like I read just a tiny bit about him, so. He's kind of just like another character again, another sword user for the most part that I'm understanding. I guess, is there any sort of, magic attacks? I'm not sure. But one thing I read was he's got like this lightning spear. And I was thinking, okay, maybe he could be a spear user. Well, his spear's not really like the main weapon. I think his sword is pretty much the main weapon. So I was reading a little bit about this lightning spear thing that he has. And I was kind of thinking it'd be really cool for a neutral attack, where, you press the neutral button, B, and he just chucks a spear. But you could also hold the B, to the neutral button to charge up the attack. So the longer you charge it, maybe then the electricity starts kind of flowing through it a bit. And then, the longer you hold it, the farther you could throw it. And if you hit somebody, maybe it does a tiny bit of a stun damage, the lightning effect and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure if I read a bit more into the character, I could, personally, I could, see this character working a bit better. But just in terms of name and from the series, again, it's nothing against Dark Souls. It's just not a series that I'd look at and go, that needs representation in Smash Bros. I don't see it. I'm not. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. So I guess we got to vote, and I think kind of just by default, it's just personal preference. If I can't see a character, working in Smash, I'm not gonna vote for him. So I guess Erdrick is gonna be my vote. I guess I knew the character, and again, yeah, I know he said he's a sword user. And I said kind of hard pass on that, but between these two, I'd vote Erdrick. So he gets my vote, and I guess that's pretty much gonna be it for this one. So yeah, I guess the only question left is who you're gonna vote for, either Erdrick or Solaire. I'm interested to see how many people actually kind of vote for Solaire. So I know the name does get thrown around a little bit here and there. So interested to see how that plays out. But let's go over what tomorrow's matchup will be from the loser bracket. So characters are starting to get eliminated starting tomorrow. Well, starting next week, but matchups start tomorrow. But Travis Touchdown taking on Cuphead, so should be a very, very interesting one, just based off their first matchups, in their first individual matchups. Cuphead, a lot of people said play style-wise fits very, very well. Travis Touchdown, a lot of people like him, but maybe personality-wise doesn't quite fit. But we'll get into that tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow. But then we'll get the results of Dante and Sora tomorrow as well, so that'll be cool. That'll be cool. But that is going to be it for this one, so hopefully you guys enjoyed as usual, and hopefully we catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.